the divine. With your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
நான் அசைந்தால் அசையும் அகிலம் எல்லாமே, நான் அசைந்தால் அசையும் அகிலம் எல்லாமே. அறிவாய் மனிதாவும் ஆணவம் கேரிடா, நான் அசைந்தால் அசையும் அகிலம் எல்லாமே. அறிவாய் மனிதாவும் ஆணவம் கேரிடா, ஆடவாயனோடு பாட வந்தவனின் பாடுவாயை இனி மூட வந்ததொரு பாட்டும் நானே, பாவமும் நானே. பாடும் உன்னை நான் பாட வைத்தேனே, பாட்டும் நானே, பாவமும் நானே. கத்திக்கம் திகதிகம் திகதி தனிதபதி தனிதடி தனி தனித பமகரி தமகரி பமகர பமகரி மக பமர பமரகித. झुमक झुमक जाना झुमक जाना झुमक झुमक दिंदा दिंदा आ झुमक झुमक दिंदा इंदा सगरी सरी गरी ददा दरी दरी दब मामा नहीं गरी జనతాడి ఎంత తండ్రి కదా గరి మగారి దారిగా రాజం రాజ్యం కదా నీ సరిగమా దుందరిగిడదు కదా గరితం కదా పదని గిరిగితే సగరి మగ గగ పప మద పబడి మద పబన మని దరి సగరి మగ దిక్కరి దరి ద దరి 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 రిగం మద పగ మద దరి 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 పమరి గ దరి దరి మేరి దరి 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 పప పత దరి దరి పప దిట్టి దరి దరి పప దిట్టి దరి 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 గ కబరి దరి దిట్టి దరి 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 ద మంజరి దరి సుబంతి దరి దరి பாவமுன்னானே
அழகனென்றால் அவன் செய்த விளையாடல்களே அளவாய் அழகனென்றால் அவன் செய்த விளையாடல்களே அனைவருக்கும் நினைவில் வரும் ஆனந்தம் பொதுவில் தரும் அளவாய் அழகனென்றால் அவன் செய்த விளையாடல்களே அனைவருக்கும் நினைவில் வரும் ஆனந்தம் பொதுவில் தரும் அளவாய் அழகனென்றால்
இந்திரனின் சாபம் தவிர்த்து வெள்ளை யானை சாபம் தீர்த்து இந்திரனின் சாபம் தவிர்த்து வெள்ளை யானை சாபம் தீர்த்து கடம்பவனம் மதுரையானது மதுரையானது பாண்டியனின் மகனாய் உமாதேவி தடாதகையாய் அவதாரம் செய்து சௌந்தர பாண்டியனை அன்னையை மனம் முடித்து வெள்ளியம்பல திருநடனம் புரிந்து இங்கோதரனுக்கு அன்னமிட்டது அன்னக்குழியும் வைகையும் அழைத்து அருளியது அனைவருக்கும் நினைவில் வரும் ஆனந்தம் பொதுவில் தரும் அளவாய் அழகன் என்றார். சித்தராய் சித்துகள் புரிந்து கல்யாணைக்கு கரும்பு தந்து சித்தராய் சித்துகள் புரிந்து கல்யாணைக்கு கரும்பு தந்து சமணர் ஏவிய யானை அழித்து கால் மாறி ஆடியது பார்ப்பனமாதுக்கு அனுகிரகம் செய்து வேடம் பழி தீர்த்து சாட்சி சொன்னது. மழை தடுத்து நான் மாடக்கூடலாய் வெறியன் பாவம் தீர்த்து மாணவரங்கம் கொய்து சமணர் ஏவிய நாகம் கொன்றது. மாய பசுவை வதைத்து பொன் கொடுத்தது. அனைவருக்கும் நினைவில் வரும் ஆனந்தம் பொதுவில் தரும் மலவாய் அழகன் என்றார்.
சொர்க்கம் காட்டியது. மாவனாய் வந்து வழக்குரைத்தது. அனைவருக்கும் நினைவில் வரும் ஆனந்தம் புதுவில் பெறும் அளவாய் அழகு நின்றார்.
விதியில் விறகு சுமந்து சேரனுக்கு திருமுகம் தந்தது. விதியில் விறகு சுமந்து சேரனுக்கு திருமுகம் தந்தது. பாட பத்திரர் பலகை தந்தது. பலகை தந்தது. விரலுக்கு இசையில் வெற்றி தந்தது. பன்றிகளுக்கு பால் ஊட்டி வளர்த்தது. பன்னிருவரை மந்திரியாக்கச் செய்தது. கரிக்குருவிக்கு உபதேசம் செய்தது. நாரைக்கு முக்தியை தந்து அருளியது. அரவத்தால் காலவாய் காண்பித்தருளியது. அனைவருக்கும் நினைவில் வரும் ஆனந்தம் பொதுவில் தரும் மலவாய் அழகன் என்றார். நரிப்பறியானது பரிநறியானது. பிட்டுக்கு மண் சுமந்து தூண் நிமித்தியது. சமணரை வென்றது. சாட்சி அழைத்தது. நினைவில் நின்றிடுமே
சொக்கனின் விளையாடல் இன்னும் ஆயிரம் ஆயிரமே. சொக்கனின் விளையாடல் இன்னும் ஆயிரம் ஆயிரமே. படித்தவர்க்கும் கேட்டவர்க்கும் பல பல பலன் தருமே. பல பல பலன் தருமே. பல பல பலன் தருமே.
அனலாட புனலாட அம்புலியும் ஆட. அனலாட புனலாட அம்புலியும் ஆட. அருகோடு கொன்றையும் எழிலாக ஆட. அருகோடு கொன்றையும் எழிலாக ஆட. மழுவாட மானாட. மழுவாட மானாட. மாமேருவும் மாட. புவியாட கடலாட பகலவனும் சேர்ந்தாட. புவியாட கடலாட பகலவனும் சேர்ந்தாட. கணமாட காலனோடு காற்றாட திக்காட. கணமாட காலனோடு காற்றாட திக்காட. களி நடனம் காணறிய காட்சிதனை கண்டோமே. களி நடனம் காணறிய காட்சிதனை கண்டோமே. உமையாளும் தத்தோம் தகத்தோம் என்றாட. உமையாளும் தத்தோம் தகத்தோம் என்றாட. தாளமோடு ஆடிய கூத்தனே ஓம் நம சிவாய ஓம் நம சிவாய ஓம் நம சிவாய ஓம் நம சிவாய ஓம் நம சிவாய.
ஓம் சிவ 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 சிவ. நன்மையை தந்திட நாம் மலர்ந்தோம் இங்கு. நாமே உங்கள் எல்லோருக்குள்ளும் தன்மையாயிருக்கும் தயாபர பரமசிவ பரம்பொருள். உயிரோடு உணர்வும் உருகி கண்களில் ஆனந்த கண்ணீர் பெருகி நிறைந்திடும் மனத்தொடு நிம்மதியோடு அமர்ந்திருங்கள். உங்கள் உயிருக்குள் உறைந்திருக்கும் நான் உயிர்த்து மலர்வேன் இப்பொழுது. ஆன்மலிங்கத்தை கொணர்ந்து ஆனந்த கந்தத்தில் தாங்கி நிறை உணர்வோடு அமர்ந்திருங்கள். நிர்விகல்பம் தருவேன். உங்கள் உயிருக்குள் உறைந்திருக்கும் நான் உணர்வாய் மலர்ந்து இருப்பேன். ஓம் ஓம் சிவ 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 சிவ.
எடுத்தந்தானடி தில்லையிலே எடுத்தந்தானடி தில்லையிலே அதை பாட வந்தேனவன் எல்லையிலே. எடுத்தந்தானடி தில்லையிலே அதை பாட வந்தேனவன் எல்லையிலே. இறைவனை நாட இன்னிசை பாட திருமுறை கூறிடும் அறநெறி கூட எடுத்தந்தானடி தில்லையிலே. எட்டிலும் மூவரை எழுத வைத்தான். எட்டிலும் மூவரை எழுத வைத்தான். அந்த பாட்டையும் அவனே பாட வைத்தான். எட்டிலும் மூவரை எழுத வைத்தான். அந்த பாட்டையும் அவனே பாட வைத்தான். நாட்டையும் தமிழையும் வாழ வைத்தான். நாட்டையும் தமிழையும் வாழ வைத்தான். அவன் நமக்கென்று உள்ளதை வழங்கிவிட்டான். நமக்கென்று உள்ளதை வழங்கிவிட்டான். எடுத்தந்தானடி தில்லையிலே. தந்தையும் தாயும் போல் அவன் இருப்பான். ஒரு தந்தையும் தாயும் அவனுக்கில்லை. தந்தையும் தாயும் போல் அவன் இருப்பான். ஒரு தந்தையும் தாயும் அவனுக்கில்லை. அந்நாள் தொடங்கி இருநாள் வரையில் அந்நாள் தொடங்கி இருநாள் வரையில் அவனென்று எதுவுமே நடப்பதில்லை. அவனென்று எதுவுமே நடப்பதில்லை. எடுத்தந்தானடி தில்லையிலே.
பறந்து விரிந்தது என்போமே. இருண்ட பொழுதிலும் எழுந்த சிவபொழி தொடர்ந்து வரும் என செல்வோமே. நடனமும் புரிய எது வருவது அவனது அருளே. மரவோ மரவோ
கல்வடிவென இருவிழி உருள காமுகிலது நிறமென திரள விழுவிலகிட அவனது பெயரை தொழுவோம் தொழுவோம். சிவ வாழ்வில் சேராது ஓர் நாட்டமே, அவன் பார்வை காட்டாதே ஏமாற்றமே. திருநீரை நாம் பூச தேரோட்டமே, நலம் கூட தீராதோ போராட்டமே. நினைத்தயதையும் சொல்லென்பார், நிலப்பெற செயல் செய்யென்பார், எதிர்த்து பகைகளை வெல்லென்பார். வீரம் தந்தே எடுத்த அடியில் செல்லென்பார், இமயமும் சிறு கல்லென்பார், எரித்த கயமையை கொல்லென்பார். நேரில் வந்தே ஆதிவேதம் ஆன்றோரு மோத நிலையானதே சிவமே. ஆனாத ஓங்காரம் நாள்தோறும் பாட உடன் சேருமே ஜெயமே. கால வேரோட புல் பூண்டு பூச்சூட அறிவோமே சிவபோகம், அதுதானே சுபயோகமே. சிவபொழி தொடர்ந்து வரும் என செல்வோமே. அகண்ட உலகிலை அளந்த சிவனடி பறந்து விரிந்தது என்போமே. இருண்ட பொழுதிலும் எழுந்த சிவபொழி தொடர்ந்து வரும் என செல்வோமே. அகண்ட உலகிலை அளந்த சிவனடி பறந்து விரிந்தது என்போமே. இருண்ட பொழுதிலும் எழுந்த சிவபொழி தொடர்ந்து வரும் என செல்வோமே.
दीन करुणाकरने नटराजा नीलकण्ठने. दीन करुणाकरने नटराजा नीलकण्ठने. दीन करुणाकरने नटराजा नीलकण्ठने. நின்னருள் புகழ்ந்து பணியும் என்னையும் இறங்கி அருளும். நின்னருள் புகழ்ந்து பணியும் என்னையும் இறங்கி அருளும். மௌன குருவே ஹரனே எனையாண்ட நீலகண்டனே. மௌன குருவே ஹரனே எனையாண்ட நீலகண்டனே. दीन करुणाकरने नटराजा नीलकण्ठने. दीन करुणाकरने नटराजा नीलकण्ठने. मीनलोचनी मणाळा ताण्डवमाडुं सभावदे. मीनलोचनी मणाळा ताण्डवमाडुं सभावदे. ஞானியர் மனம் விரும்பும் நீலகண்டனே, ஞானியர் மனம் விரும்பும் நீலகண்டனே. மௌன குருவே மௌன குருவே மௌன குருவே மௌன குருவே மௌன குருவே ஹரனே எனையாண்ட நீலகண்டனே. தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே, தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே. ஆதி அந்தமில்ல ஹரனே அன்பர் உள்ளும் வாழும் பரனே, ஆதி அந்தமில்ல ஹரனே அன்பர் உள்ளும் வாழும் பரனே. ஆதிமதிமேனியனே பரமேஷா நீலகண்டனே, ஆதிமதிமேனியனே பரமேஷா நீலகண்டனே. மௌன குருவே மௌன குருவே மௌன குருவே மௌன குருவே மௌன குருவே ஹரனே எனையாண்ட நீலகண்டனே. தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா நீலகண்டனே, தீன கருணாகரனே நடராஜா. வேணும் இறைவனே கலாஞான வடிவான அமலனே, நடன கலாஞான வடிவான அமலனே. கதி தரும் மலர்பாதனே ஜெகதீசனே. ஜெகதீசனே உயிரெல்லாம் நிறைபவனே, தேவ தேவ எனையாளும் மாதவமே. தயாபரா மகேஸ்வரா அருள் தர வேணும் இறைவனே. அன்பினால் குருகி பண்பாடவே நான், அன்பினால் குருகி பண்பாடவே அந்த அப்பரும் சுந்தரரும் நான் அல்லவே. கனகாபிஷேகம் செய்வோம் என்றால் உனக்கு காசாசை இல்லை, அது நீ தந்ததே. கனகாபிஷேகம் செய்வோம் என்றால் உனக்கு காசாசை இல்லை, அது நீ தந்ததே. எனதெல்ல பொருளேது எனதெல்ல செய்யதேது, எனதெல்ல பொருளேது எனதெல்ல செய்யதேது. நீ எல்லாம் உலகம் ஏது மாதவமே தயாபராமகே.
கடினம் உமதடிமையே மெத கடினம், ஐயே மெத கடினம் உமதடிமையே மெத கடினம். பொய்யாத பொன்னம்பலத்தையாயிருக்கும் இடம், பொய்யாத பொன்னம்பலத்தையா இருக்கும் இடம். நையாந்த மனிதர்க்கு உய்யாது கண்டு கொள்ளும், நையாந்த மனிதர்க்கு உய்யாது கண்டு கொள்ளும். மெத கடினம் உமதடிமையே கடினம். மானாபிமானம் விட்டு தானாகி நின்றவர்க்கு சேனாதிபதி போலே ஞானாதிபதி உண்டு மானாபிமானம் விட்டு தானாகி நின்றவர்க்கு சேனாதிபதி போல ஞானாதிபதி உண்டு பாருமே கட்டிக்காருமே உள்ளே சேருமே அது போதுமே பாருமே கட்டிக்காருமே உள்ளே சேருமே அது போதுமே மெத்த கடிதம் உமதடிமையே மெத்த கடிதம் உமதடிமையே மெத்த கடிதம் உமதடிமையே.
சிவ 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 சிவ. நலன்கள் எல்லாம் பெற்று நல்வாழ்வு வாழ்ந்திட உலகனைத்துக்கும் ஆனந்தத்தொடு பெருவரமும் அளித்தோம். உள்ளத்துள் உறைந்திருக்கும் நாம் உயிர்த்தெழுந்து உங்கள் எல்லோர்க்கும் நன்மை செய்வோம். உண்மை இதுவே. சுந்தரேசந்தரும் பேரருள் வாழ்க வாழ்க, ஆனந்தத்தொடு வாழ்வீர்களாக. ஓம். கொரினா பார்வு ததாஸ்து. You will experience your life successfully. Mayadas tatastu. Sarvanya Pitakarta Shivapunya Praptirastu. Dattatreya Tatpurusha Sivam tatastu. Nirvikalpa Samadhi Praptirastu. Om 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 Om. Supriya Maurya tatastu. Parimala Shivaraman tatastu.
मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कार चित्तानि नाहं न च श्रोत्र जिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योम भूमिर्न तेजो न वायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहं.
சிவ சிவ. ஆன்மலிங்கத்தை தொப்புள் கொடியிலிட்டு மணிப்பூரகத்திலே மங்களமாய் அமர்ந்திருங்கள். குண்டலினி சக்தியை உயிர் பெறச் செய்து நாமே உங்கள் எல்லோர்க்குள்ளும் பெரும் நன்மை செய்திடுவோம். ஓம் சிவ சிவ சிவ.
च वायु न वा सप्तधातु न वा पञ्चकोशः न वाक्पाणिपादौ न चोपस्थपायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहं. न मे द्वेषरागौ न मे लोभमोहौ मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहं. न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदः न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहं. न मृत्युर्न न शङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहं
ॐ शिव 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 ॐ शिव 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 शिव
காமமகற்றிய தூயனவன் சிவகாமத உந்தரினேயனவன் காமமகற்றிய தூயனவன் சிவகாமத உந்தரினேயனவன் மாமரி ஓதி செவ்வாயனவன் மணி மந்தேனு ஞானகாயனவன் மாமரி ஓதி செவ்வாயனவன் மணி மந்தேனு ஞானகாயனவன் கல்லை கனி பிக்கும் சுத்தனவன் கல்லைக்கனி விக்கும் சுத்தனவன் முடி கங்கை கருளிய கல்லனவன் கல்லைக்கனி விக்கும் சுத்தனவன் முடி கங்கை கருளிய கல்லனவன் இல்லை சிதம்பர சித்தனவன் தேவர் சிங்கமேனு உயர் தங்கம் அவன் தேவர் சிங்கமேனு உயர் தங்கம் அவன் அம்பலத்தாடல் கையனவன் அம்பலத்தாடல் ஐயனவன் அன்பர் அன்பிற்கெளி தரும் மெய்யனவன் அம்பலத்தாடல் ஐயனவன் அன்பர் அன்பிற்கெளி தரும் மெய்யனவன் கும்பை முடிக்கணி துயனவன் ஸ்வயம் ஜோதியவன் பரஞ்சோதியவன் கும்பை முடிக்கணி துயனவன் ஸ்வயம் ஜோதியவன் பரஞ்சோதியவன் ஸ்வயம் ஜோதியவன் பரஞ்சோதியவன் ஜோதியவன் பரஞ்சோதியவன் சிவ சங்கரனை பணிந்தாடுவோம் புகழ் பாடுவோம் நிலமே சிவ சங்கரனை பணிந்தாடுவோம் புகழ் பாடுவோம் நிலமே புகழ் பாடுவோம் நிலமே அவன் புகழ் பாடுவோம் நிலமே சிவ சங்கரனை பணிந்தாடுவோம் புகழ் பாடுவோம் நிலமே புகழ் பாடுவோம் நிலமே அவன் புகழ் பாடுவோம் நிலமே
கவுனியத்து பாசுரங்க கலசம் போற்றி போற்றி சுருங்கு முறை அடிமலர் பூங்குழல் போற்றி உப்பரிய தொடி தோல் போற்றி கரும் பொருவ சிலை போற்றி கவுனியத்து பாசுரங்க கலசம் போற்றி போற்றி சுருங்கு முறை அடிமலர் பூங்குழல் போற்றி இரும்பு மனம் துளைத்தில்லை எடுத்தாங்க அங்கழகன் எம்பிராட்டி இரும்பு மனம் துளைத்தில்லை எடுத்தாண்ட அங்கழகன் எம்பிராட்டி அரும்பூனிலை போற்றி ஆரணூபுரம் சிலவும் அடிகள் போற்றி அரும்பூனிலை போற்றி போற்றி ஆரண நூபுரம் சிலம்பும் நதிகள் போற்றி போற்றி சுரும்பு முறை கடிமல பூங்குழல் போற்றி உத்தரிய தொடி தோள் போற்றி கரும்புழுவ இலை போற்றி கவுனியைக்கு சுரந்த கலசம் போற்றி போற்றி துரும்பு முரல் கடிமல பூங்குழல் போற்றி.
மலை காடு அந்த ராக்கருக்கு வீடு பழம் முதிரும் சொல்ல நான் பார்க்க போற மேல அந்த பழம் முதிரும் சொல்ல நான் பார்க்க போற மேல
மலை வாசாகி எங்கள் குலகேசா திருப்பதி மலை வாசா ஜெகம் புகழும் ஸ்ரீனிவாசா திருப்பதி மலை வாசா ஜெகம் புகழும் ஸ்ரீனிவாசா சுக்ரி திருமதிலாந்தங்க மர சோலைகளா சுக்ரி திருமதிலாந்தங்க மர சோலைகளா தங்க மர சோலைக்குள்ளே தேவி அவ வாக்காயம்மா ஏழுமலை வாசாகி எங்கள் குலகேசா திருப்பதி மலை வாசா ஜெகம் புகழும் ஸ்ரீனிவாசா
மாமர சோலைகளாம் மந்திகளின் கூட்டங்களாம் மாமர சோலைகளாம் மந்திகளின் கூட்டங்களாம் மந்திகளின் கூட்டத்திலே மங்கையந்தர காயம்மா அடர்ந்த மலை காடு அது ராக்கருக்கு வீடு பழம் மோதிரும் சொல்ல நான் பார்க்க போற மேல
அகனமல தொங்குகளா அந்த ரமா தீர்த்த தொட்டி அகனமல தொங்குகளா அந்த ரமா தீர்த்த தொட்டி அங்கிருந்து தீர்த்த வர ஆத்தாவாக்கு சக்தியால ஏழுமலை வாசாகி எங்கள் குலகேசா திருப்பதி மலை வாசா ஜெகம் புகழும் ஸ்ரீனிவாசா
அந்த மலை சோங்குகளா ஆளிரங்க பொய்கைகளா மனது மலை சோங்கு லைவ் இல்ல
ரெட் ஸ்கிரீன் தான்மா
வந்துருச்சு. பரவாயில்ல ஒன்னும் தெரியல.
Start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramashivoham Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadasham Tattvamasya Lakshmim Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing, manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing with life. Playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagwan himself has beautifully
Sorry for the technical glitch. And Bhagwan beautifully explained what is power manifestation. It is a cognitive shift, you commanding over the reality. It's a science because millions have experienced it and each one of us can experience it. Power manifestation literally pokes hole in your self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred and makes you understand that it is not just the logical world but something beyond exists. And beautifully the Paramashiva space that Bhagwan initiated, Sundareshwara Paramashiva, blessing all of us into the higher reality, higher science again and again, and making us manifest all the reality in such a beautiful way. Now for each of the power manifestation, we have the pramanas, the evidences, and Shastra Pramana, the eternal unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas. And Apta Pramana, the experience and the results of the Aptas. Aptas are the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nainamas, Alva, Siddhas, Yoginis, Yogis, even Asuras. All of them manifested all the powers of Paramashiva, not just the great Rishis, but also the Grahasthas, the householders, lived and manifested all the powers of Paramashiva. Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation, Bhagwan's very own Leelas to manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. Bhagwan showcased to all of us that having a cognitive shift, how it can express and experience as power manifestation, as superconscious being, conscious sovereignty as our own reality. Shakshi Pramana, the experience of millions of disciple devotees, followers, just like all of us all over the world, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva, blessed and initiated by Bhagwan himself into the science of power manifestation. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Again and again, Bhagavan beautifully gives us all these pramanas, the evidences for us to get grounded to each of the powers that we'll be expressing. The Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye is from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Vijnana, the consciousness, Bhairava, one who experienced the consciousness. Tantra is the method by which we can experience the consciousness beyond the mind into the superconscious space. Vijnana Bhairava Tantra for the power of third eye from Sutra 34, Dharana 11.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye awakening is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 34, Dharana 11. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishthanmilitalochanaha kramena manaso dadhyat lakshaye lakshamuttamam. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishthanmilitalochanaha क्रमेण मनसो दाढ्यात् लक्ष्ये लक्ष्यमुत्तमम्.
Bhagavan Paramashiva says, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession by stability of the mind and inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees ultimate goal, Lakshyam, by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. Beautifully, Bhagavan says how the mind, the inner space, how the receiving happens when you are ready. Like you have so many channels in the television. Only if you tune to that channel, you will receive that channel. Like that, Bhagavan says, only if we are ready by fixing our mind on the inner space within the crown center, sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by stability of the mind and the inner space, through the power of third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Lakshyam. Bhagavan says, if we sit and we are in the cognition, recognition, Bhagavan says, recognition is nothing but recognizing. We start recognizing that very space that we are Paramashiva. How you tune your internet, same way we are able to experience that. Only when we cognize that. For example, you have a laptop or you have a cell phone, the app has to be installed and the app has to be installed and the registration has to be done. Only then the app can connect and you can start communicating with the other person. Probably the app is a Zoom app. You have to install it, register it. That part is done by the you, and then you can use the Zoom for any other purpose. Same way Bhagavan says, when we are able to put our mind into the complete oneness space, then simply he can download any of the powers into us. And what do we need to do for that? Only decide, recognize us from what the identity which we hold into the Paramashiva space. I am Paramashiva, I am the space of oneness. And simply when I decide that, I manifest as powers. The whole science, Prahlada understood when he was in the womb. When he came out, he could decide that he can install an app as prince, or he can install as Vishnu. He decided to go as Vishnu. Everything was Vishnu for him. He only decided to see and he only decided to have Vishnu as everything. That is why he was in such a beautiful space and he did not even get disturbed when Hiranyakasipu even tried to destroy him, or when all the great things happened, like he was put into all the test, nothing disturbed him. When they tried to give him poison, it became nectar. When he was put in a pot of snake, and everything became a garland. Everything was in such a beautiful space, because every snake or every poison he saw as only cognition level as Vishnu, as auspiciousness, as abundance, that if Vishnu is doing this, then it should be correct. He saw everyone as Vishnu. If you see the laptops around you, you have so many laptops in a company, then you sit and you do something, other next person does something. But the laptop and internet is just the same for everybody. Like that, the Paramashiva space is the oneness space. It's same for everybody. We have our perception on that screen as what we are perceiving. It is nobody's fault they are that way, or it is not our fault we are this way. Bhagavan says the rahasya is you don't have to change yourself, you don't have to do anything to yourself. All you need to do is recognize you are Paramashiva, who is having these apps run in your system. And if you connect to the Paramashiva, the supercomputer, you will simply download all the apps and you can manifest all the reality. How the computer runs with so many apps and you can do so many functions. And same thing when you connect to the supercomputer, the Paramashiva space in you, who you are, and simply you can manifest any reality. But the connection that you have to experience that oneness with Paramashiva. Beautifully, the Apta Pramana for the power of third eye, the Markandeya, the beautiful temple in South India. The temple is so unique. Why is it unique? Each temple has something very unique. Markandeya temple in the South India has a gopura where it is so unique that they have modern people sculpted. It is not sculpted now. A lot of people think that it is sculpted now, but actually it is sculpted few thousand years ago. How the modern humans will live, wear dresses, and using cell phone and wristwatches. Everything is clearly sculpted thousands of years ago. Here, beautifully from Mahabharata, book 3, after the Mahabharata war, King Yudhishthira was asking sage Markandeya about the future and specifically about Kali Yuga. Rishi Markandeya, from his third eye power, accessed the Akashic reading, the cosmic archive, and started reading the pages on what will happen in future, specifically in Kali Yuga, thus answering all Yudhishthira's question, and how they lived, understanding and knowing how the humanity is going to function, how Bhagavan reveals all this great truth for all of us to live in such a harmony, in such a oneness space, collective integrity as conscious sovereignty into everyone's purpose, living the higher consciousness as superconscious being, why we came to planet Earth and manifest all these powers and celebrate Bhagavan in all its fullness. Here Bhagavan beautifully speaks on power manifestation.
King, how much you feel you are alive inside your skin, the same intensity, with that same authenticity, I felt I am alive on everything that exists. So, based on this experience, my relationship towards the world, my relationship with human beings, my relationship with nature, my relationship with myself, everything had a cognitive shift based on this experience. That is what I define as enlightenment. Enlightenment is the cognitive shift happens in you based on the experience you exist in everything that exists. Please go ahead with your next question.
Thank you very much, Swamiji, for explaining that. We want to find out what
Praveen, hope I am able to, my accent is okay?
Your accent is just perfect. We understand you.
Thank you, Praveen.
Thank you. We want to speak about what is inner awakening.
We have so many powers inside us. The power of words, power of thinking, power of feeling, power of life. These are various powers we have inside. For example, a word which you utter can either make or break a relationship. The word we utter can make our life happy or break our life. All this is a powers inside us. In Sanskrit, we use the word Kundalini Shakti. We have various multiple potential powers sitting inside us, which is neither awakened nor used. Inner awakening is a process where I work on your body, mind, physiology, psychology and consciousness to awaken all your potential powers, like power of words, power of thinking, power of feeling and power of living. Ultimately, the power to create a space to make whatever you want as reality. So the inner awakening is all about awakening the inner potential energy you carry through a time-tested, most authentic, powerful, ancient Vedic secrets and techniques and methodologies. Consciousness, living in your peak energy. So this inner awakening is all about living in your peak possibility. Year, only handful of incident happens for the whole year. You can count the number of crime happens the whole year in the Bali within your two hands. So such a crime-free island filled with numerous temples. Will be brought to your experience, into your reality in this inner awakening level 4. Here, Kundalini is your inner potential energy. You have so many powers. Even using the right word at the right time is a power. Thinking in the right direction is a power. Feeling in the right direction is a power. Like this, you have multiple powers inside you. Kundalini is the totality of all these powers. It is like your abilities. See, nowadays, you don't need to believe these powers. You don't need faith component at all, because I have already developed a precise methods which are reproducible in the large scale, which proves very clearly the possibility of awakening your inner potential energies. Kundalini is awakening those powers in you, like telepathy and power of thinking, power of completion, materialization. These are all the few expressions of Kundalini. I can give you little more detail about this Kundalini. If your body is prepared with yoga and mind is prepared with the right methods of completion, suddenly all the blockages in the path of Kundalini energy is removed. Your body is flooded with a real experiential energy which brings, activates multiple auspicious, good energies and powers inside you, which results into more health, better space of completion, contentment, stress-free life, fulfillment in relationships, and better consciousness to attract and celebrate wealth. All these newer dimensions open in your life. So Kundalini awakening is a very powerful Vedic way of helping you to reach your potential possibility, your peak possibility, whether it is in the field of your career or field of fulfillment or your health, mental wellness or relationships, in any dimension, helping you to reach your peak possibility, helping you to reach your highest experience is Kundalini awakening.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained what is Kundalini energy and how it awakens us into the higher reality. Now, the Shakshi Pramana from the Balasans, how they manifested the powers of third eye. You can see that completely the child is having the patch and they are recognizing all these deities just through the power of third eye.
Okay. As you can see, the volunteer has placed the first deity on the red mat. By coming and connecting into the space of oneness with Swamiji, who is none other than the embodiment, the living incarnation of Paramashiva himself in form, by chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, we connect in oneness with Swamiji and we are able to manifest the Shaktis of the ability to see beyond the eyes. Once Parameshwar Maharaj is ready, Parameshwar Maharaj, you can start telling the name of the deity in the mic.
It's Sadashiva. It's a form of Sadashiva, Chandrasekhara.
Yes. So as you can see, Parameshwar Maharaj has exactly told what it is, and it is a form of Sadashiva, and Chandrasekhara is what he has told. And now I request the volunteer to confirm if that is right and that is what it is.
Yes, it's correct.
Okay. Mahavakya, and you will also be in the same space. Yes, Parameshwar Maharaj, once you're ready, you can reveal it.
It's Sri Krishna.
Okay, as you can see, Parameshwar Maharaj has told that it is Sri Krishna, and I request you to give a confirmation if this is Sri Krishna.
Yes, it's Krishna. It's absolutely right. It's got the minute details also correct.
Yes. So as you all can see, Parameshwar Maharaj has very clearly told. So it's a very small deity.
Now let's go to the...
All this, if you observe the patch that they have put in their eyes, completely making sure there is no light passing their eyes. All we understand is when the light passes, the photon, right? The light reflects and passes through our eyes. What happened? The image is inverted into our brain. Actually, we see it in our brain, at the back of the brain. It's where we see it. And we perceive it from the back of the brain, not in our eyes. Eyes is just lenses, how we have the utility. Like eyeglasses, it is just a lenses. The nerves which connect, which makes the sense, and even though it's completely dark inside our head, where the light comes is self-effulgent and we perceive the image at the back of the brain. But Bhagavan says there is this third eye which is also made of rods and cones, which when you put a wire through the side, the prefrontal cortex, that area, the sides of it, and the middle part which is there, simply the whole thing attached to that point is also something which is perceived through the brain directly. How you perceive at the back of the brain, you're perceiving in the front of the brain. And this is very much possible. And they did a test beautifully on Bhagavan, and they were able to see how he can just walk into it and he can walk out of it. They have done so many tests through the Balasans, and they have also documented that how they are doing. And in devotees also, how the manifestation happens. Again, you can listen to the doctor carefully, how he explains the dopamine spot, D spot or divine spot.
He said, really interestingly, there were 3 people there. He said, I opened my third eye. And that's stunning because I learned about third eye as a child, but didn't read about it for a long time, what it is today. But what he said was, I asked him to describe more in detail what does he mean by third eye. And he said, it's a deep meditative state. It's probably very, very deep state. But he said, it looks like a small petal on one side going and joining. Another side, another petal comes and joins, and you join together, and then it becomes the third eye. Like a blissful state that you experience when you open third eye. So that's really a very, very interesting and fascinating finding, and we're going to talk about it for a long time.
Beautifully, you can understand how Bhagavan walks into this third eye. This prefrontal cortex just get very highly lit, and the higher reality starts manifesting through that. All these signs are pretty much documented for all of us to understand. This is scientifically possible for each one of us to experience the oneness with Paramashiva. Here, if you can get your eye bands ready, and if you have the Jnananjan in your Kantamala, you can apply in your third eye and your temples. And if you can get some books, that's also wonderful. The books can be Living Enlightenment, or it can be Bhagavad Gita, or any other magazines or books that you have, pictures, colors, letters, however you are comfortable. Power manifestation is not some routine or some work or something that has to be achieved, nothing. How, if somebody tells you to go to sleep, what would you think? It is not work. You just enjoy it from the day you're born to the day you're dead. We love sleep. All over the world, all of us are so happy to sleep, because that is the most beautiful space that we experience without this mind and identities that we carry. We can unload them for a few minutes and get into the beautiful sleep. Same way, if you enter that consciously, you can be 24 hours in that same state, what you love the most. And you can experience all the auspicious manifesting through you. All that needs to recognize our way of thinking. That's all it takes. It doesn't take anything to change you or anything outside or nothing. Everything, whatever happens, is from the space of Paramashiva. It becomes auspicious. Now, we should not make the light enter these two eyes. That is why the Balasans have the patch. They love the patch. See, if you go to a doctor, they cover one eye if one eye is lazy, so that the lazy eye starts functioning. Now we are covering both the eyes with the same patch, so that the third eye starts functioning, which is also made of the same rods and cones in scientific world, the pituitary gland, and it starts perceiving directly the images in the frontal instead of the back side of the lobe. And we can see the thoughtless space happening, and we can see in the Balasans how they are in such pure oneness space when they are doing the third eye reading. First thing to manifest powers, first thing we need to understand, we go to a college for becoming a doctor, a lawyer or engineer. First, when we enter the college, we are very clear of we are a doctor. Then we start only relating, everybody saying, I am a doctor, I am studying doctor, I am doctor. We don't say after 4 years I am doctor. We don't use those words. Same way, when you start manifesting powers, you be very clear that you are already manifesting all this. See very clearly. The Sankalpa is, the will persistence is seeing how clearly you are manifesting these powers. And when you see that happen, simply it becomes a cognition in you. You have to build that cognition, what you are perceiving in this world, the new reality, that living as superconscious being. So when you cover your eyes and start seeing through your third eye, first you will probably see all kinds of things and you will write down. But when you're very sure you are manifesting, the kids do this. First day when I give the book, they say all of them raise the hand, they can do third eye reading. First thing. They don't have any doubt. Second thing, when they start doing the third eye reading, they very well start reading. I will give a book about astronomy, they'll be reading about animals. But I tell them, very good, go ahead. And they go on doing this. They, by 4th or 5th day, they are happy manifesting the powers of third eye, simply because they believe that they manifest the powers. That's how we started walking, talking, everything in our life. We know we can experience that. So first be very clear. Bhagavan has said that more than these eyes, third eye will be functioning in this world. So with that initiation and Bhagavan's presence in the Kailash courtyard, blessing all of us with all the mess we do, he is blessing us continuously to experience the superconscious being, so that we can raise to the new reality. Now, beautifully, we can start the third eye reading. You can have the books, you can have any of the magazines, anything fine. But cover your eyes in such a way there is no light passing this, so that this area will become dark enough for you to see it clearly. That's why Balasan says, make it darker, make it darker. And they'll be asking, why can't you read just with your closed eyes? They'll say, no, light is disturbing. If they close the eyes also, you can see some lights. So that will be not very good when you start doing these powers. So completely make it dark for the third eye to be seen clearly. So that is why we need very good eye bands, so that it is completely dark, where you can start recognizing the third eye power of showing you everything in reality. If Sanjaya could see, Markandeya could see, you and me, all of us can see. And let's get into the deep oneness space with Paramashiva. The instruction that Bhagavan gives: sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Visualize Paramashiva, Sundareshwara Paramashiva, that gorgeous space, that beautiful malas that he's wearing, that beautiful oneness space that you experience, the smile, the blessings, the auspicious space, the initiation. Bring all that to your third eye. Living through the third eye is a manifestation. The lower three chakras is only reaction. Only detox is required with Panchakriya, Haritaki, castor oil and neem juice. Nothing else, any reaction, any doubt, any questions, any words from the mind is only reaction. What we can experience, the pure consciousness, is from the third eye. So bring Paramashiva to your third eye. Remember again and again what remembers you again and again. Recognizing that is all manifestation is about. Unclutch completely from the outer world. How you put away your phone when you go to sleep, you don't take it to your deep sleep. So you are putting away your phone. Same way, leave the gadgets alone. Do not touch it during this time. Same way, all that your thoughts are happening. Somebody asked Bhagavan, don't you have thoughts? How do you relate to us? Bhagavan said, yes, I have thoughts, and I do relate through the mind for talking to you and all that. So he comes down his frequency and relates to us in our level and speaks to us. So how does thought does not disturb him? He says very clearly, that is only 1 acre of land. I have millions of acres where there is no thoughts. So I reside in that. All we need to do is recognize our million space of acre, which is Paramashiva, the quantum space, who we are. The thoughts, let it keep happening. Do not engage in them. The complete completion again and again that happens in us makes us unclutch from what we perceive as reality, the perception world. Do not engage in that. That's all. Whatever happens, nothing wrong with that. Just don't engage through your emotion, thoughts, or continuously engaging in the mind. Unclutch from that. And only doing this is the greatest tyaga that you can offer at Bhagavan's lotus feet. Living as Paramashiva and continuously in the space of oneness with Paramashiva, when you don't engage in these thoughts, and entangling with Bhagavan in the quantum space again and again. Now you'll ask, how can I see Bhagavan if my eyes are closed? You are going to see through your third eye, which is quantum, and Bhagavan is residing in the quantum space when he is in deep samadhi. So you will start entangling. You are actually mirroring. Mirroring is what? You stand in front of the mirror. Who do you see? You see as your mirror. You see here Bhagavan as your mirror. Sit as Paramashiva with 25 face and 75 eyes and 50 hands. Very clearly define yourself. You are Sundareshwara Paramashiva. You are Parashakti. And anything else other than that comes into your mind, unclutch from that. Start chanting the Mahavakya intensely with a deep listening. When you listen to yourself again and again, that's the key to raise you into the next dimensions. Just merge into Paramashiva with deep gratitude, deep oneness, and deep surrender. Bhagavan, bless me and show me the space of Paramashiva, that beautiful oneness that I can experience. Be only in that bhava and experience that and chant the Mahavakya. Whatever side effect the mind says, just keep noting it down. At the end of the cycle, you can verify. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya. Experiencing the power of third eye. Let's start.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amritapoor, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amritapoor, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vanni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. Please open your eye bands and see whatever you have written or what Paramashiva has shown you. Whatever it can be, pictures, colors, numbers, whatever pages that you have seen or your partner has shown and you are able to recognize, or what just came to your mind as thoughts, it comes as pictures, as visions, as intuitions, whatever you call it, what is that you experienced and what is there in the book. If it matches, please take a screenshot. At the end of the cycle, we'll verify it. We'll have one more cycle of third eye power manifestation, and sorry for the technical glitch. Initially we had that, I had to connect it. We can have one more cycle of few more minutes, all of us collectively doing the collective integrity of manifesting the powers of Paramashiva, residing as Paramashiva, Sundareshwara Paramashiva, for few more minutes to experience the oneness. Again, you can have some more books or pages that you can do the third eye reading. Be very clear, you are manifesting the powers. Bhagavan has initiated and Bhagavan is sitting there. Who is going to manifest? Who is sitting and showing you the pages, what you are? Clearly visualize Bhagavan sitting with you and showing you the pages, and simply you can see all the pages because he is sitting there right with you and showing you all the pages. And many a times Balasans have said, Ma, Bhagavan is showing me this, Bhagavan is telling me this. They would answer even the questions like that. Ma, Bhagavan is saying this answer. So clearly it is Paramashiva who is manifesting through us all the time. And recognizing that again and again, especially in power manifestation sessions, will make us manifest and recognize even in the outer world. It's not these simple exercise that we are doing, but we are poking holes in our whole identity that we carry and understanding we are the ultimate, we are the Brahmanya Bahuputratam. Out of 84 million species and 8 billion people, we are the chosen one by Bhagavan to experience the oneness. So more than any of us, Bhagavan is sitting there to showcase and make us manifest, each one of us. All we need to do is surrender to Bhagavan's lotus feet, all the identities. How you surrender everything when you go to sleep. Same way, surrender all that you know as you at Bhagavan's lotus feet again and again. Just be in the oneness. All we need to do is recognize the Paramashiva space. Wake up to Paramashiva. We wake up from the dream. We come to this reality. When we wake up to Paramashiva, we become consciousness. We become enlightenment. That beautiful space that we can experience, which is already happening. That is the reason why we are breathing. That is the reason why we are making the food into blood. Bhagavan beautifully says, if we can manifest so much, all this is too simple for Paramashiva to manifest. And we can recognize that more and more again and again when we manifest the powers, that we don't need decisions, we don't need plans, we don't need thinking for running a life. All we need is Paramashiva surrendering to the lotus feet. That is the best space that we can be to manifest all the abundance, auspiciousness and blessings in our life. So let's have few more minutes of power manifestation. Please wear your eye bands in such a way the light does not enter your eyes, completely dark this place. And if you can keep a tissue paper and then tie your eye bands, that will be even more beautiful. Have any of the books, that's perfectly fine. Entangle with Bhagavan and chant the Mahavakya with a deep listening. If you vibrate from your stomach, the more you breathe from your stomach, you become thoughtless. Because that is what Ganesha is, Bhagavan says, how he has deep breathing. From Mooladhara, if you breathe, you become so intelligent. That is the reason why the Ganesha has a huge trunk and large ears for the listening part of it. When you do both, you start manifesting the higher intelligence. That is all Ganesha is saying to us again and again. So again, Bhagavan is giving us one more space for us to experience the oneness. So let's start chanting the Mahavakya, deeply surrendering with deep gratitude and earning that Paramashiva to become our existential reality. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the
So beautiful. Please open your eyes, and whatever you have seen, please share authentically in tinyurl.com/powermanifestation. All these great signs, like Anjalikama said, she is able to see the rose bird. All this again and again, when you start manifesting powers and noting it down, after a month, when you go back and see, hey, yes, I have manifested 6 days, the powerful cognition, 3 days, 3 power manifestation, and more every week, every single day, how you have yoga and puja. Every single day we have power manifestation as daily routine. More and more, when we poke holes, Bhagavan says, into your logic, we understand we are Paramashiva, not the human that we are struggling. That delusion just dissolves when we manifest more and more powers. So that happens when you start sharing how Bhagavan built the millions of acres where he resides in such a Paramashiva space is when he contributes to the world. When you tell others, it's easy to tell others that you are Paramashiva. When you doubt, how can they be Paramashiva? That doubt is nothing but your own reflection of that doubt. When you're very clear they are Paramashiva, then you are Paramashiva. When somebody asks Bhagavan, how do you see everybody in this Sabha? He said, I see them, the little immature frequencies out there, a blocked frequency. This is how he sees us as frequency. He doesn't see us like what we perceive as human being. And of course, he can see us as human being also in the frequency when he comes down. And more, all the avatars, when you see them, what they see, first thing Ramakrishna Paramahamsa saw Vivekananda, he said, oh Devi. And he could see all that only as Devi. And same way Ramana Maharshi, whoever comes there, even for taking food, he would see, oh, Arunachala has come. And please, even once when there was a buffalo, he called everybody and said, what do you see? And everybody said, I see as buffalo. Again he asked, what do you see? They said, it's a buffalo, we see as buffalo. He said, no, he is Arunachala. And I can see as only Arunachala. They live, they reside, they see everybody as Paramashiva. All these avatars, recognizing yourself in others as Paramashiva is your space of Paramashiva. So when you share and enrich the world that you are Paramashiva, you recognize their Paramashiva space. That is when you boldly can share to anybody saying you are Paramashiva. And that is all Prahalada did. Everything was Vishnu. Everywhere he went, he said everything is Vishnu. And simply he could point to a pillar, and Vishnu had made the pillar pregnant in a minute, and he has to come out. Simply all this was possible when you reside in the higher self who you are. And if you see the dollar sign, you can contribute to Kailasa. When you do the dharma, dharma protects you. That is why all the temples has the hundi as the first thing when you enter, to show your gratitude. Again and again, when we show our gratitude, simply that comes back, enfold back to us in blessings and as auspiciousness. So with this, thanking all of you here and thanking Bhagavan in deep gratitude and deep yearning for Paramashiva to become existential reality, let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much for holding the collective integrity and manifesting the powers. See you next in the next, after next darshan or next